Good evening. This is All India Radio Kohima. I'm Jonas Yantan with Evening News. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will address the nation at 10 a.m. tomorrow, likely to announce the decision on extension of COVID-19 lockdown. Minister Bangyu suggests Dr. lockdown in Nagaland, especially Dimapur district, following confirmation of the first positive case. Chief Secretary Doi says decision on extension of lockdown in Nagaland will be taken tomorrow. And Nagaland ready to have COVID-19 BSL laboratories in Kohima and Dimapur. First batch of materials and technicians will arrive tomorrow. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will address the nation at 10 a.m. tomorrow. He is likely to announce decision with regard to extension of the coronavirus lockdown on this occasion. The Prime Minister had spoken to Chief Ministers via video conferencing last Saturday, where several states requested him to extend the lockdown for 2 more weeks. Prime Minister said there seems to be a consensus amongst the states on extension of lockdown by another 2 weeks. Modi had held a similar interaction with the Chief Ministers via video conferencing earlier on the 20th of March and 2nd of April. A 21-day complete lockdown of the entire nation was announced on the 24th of March. Nagaland Minister for Health and Family Welfare S. Pangyapam suggested for total lockdown of the state to curtail the spread of the virus. In a letter to Chief Minister today, Pangyu said, in view of the outbreak of the coronavirus and with the confirmation of first positive case from the state, it is felt that a total lockdown of the state, particularly Dimapur district, is required to prevent further spread of the virus in the state with immediate effect. He therefore requested the Chief Minister to examine the case and issue necessary directives for implementation of the total lockdown in the interest of the public health and safety. Nagaland Chief Secretary Demchand Doi today said the state government has decided to take calibrated measures to deal with the post-lockdown scenario. He said the extension of lockdown in the state will be made known after the Prime Minister Narendra Modi's address to the nation at 10 a.m. tomorrow. Doi said regulated measures would be efforts towards making public life normal as far as possible and functioning of offices. On the opening of educational institutions, the Chief Secretary said, "We cannot take the risk as yet." Doi said, following another 2 weeks of the various measures to combat COVID-19 in the state, the government will take a call depending on the ground situation. Doi viewed that total lockdown may have to continue at bordering subdivision of the state with Assam and Manipur and also the international borders, which are already sealed and manned by the village guards. Nagaland is ready to set up the COVID-19 Biosafety Laboratory BSL Level 3 at Naga Hospital Authority, Kohima, NHAK, and BSL Level 2 at Christian Institute of Health Sciences and Research CIHSR, Dimapur. Informing this, Secretary of Health and Family Welfare, Kasunu Yome said, the first consignment of materials required for a BSL lab will be arriving in the state tomorrow. Yome, along with the first consignments, technicians will be coming where work will begin in full swing. The Ministry of Defence has been taken on board to airlift the 18 tons materials from Mumbai. Yome asserted that along with the first consignment of materials, technicians will be arriving where work will begin in full swing. He said officials from Guwahati-based Thermo Fisher's Scientific Private Limited have inspected the sites at NHAK and CIHSR. He said 5 medical personnel from the state have completed training at Indian Medical Research Centre, Dibrugarh, on the functioning of the labs, and they would return tomorrow. Union Ministry of Health and Family Welfare has said that no additional positive case has been reported for the last 14 days in 25 districts of 15 states due to the efforts of frontline workers. Briefing the media in New Delhi today, Joint Secretary in the Health Ministry, Love Agarwal, said as many as 796 fresh confirmed cases of COVID-19 have been reported in the country in the last 24 hours, taking the total number to 9,152. Out of these total cases, 857 patients have recovered and discharged from the hospitals, while 308 patients have died. A GO strategy group has been formed in CSIR based on a detailed review of COVID-19 research. He said a strategy group is working on digital and molecular surveillance, rapid and economical diagnostics, and new drugs and associated production processes. This news comes to you from All India Radio, Kohima. Nagaland's Health and Family Welfare Secretary, Kesone Yome, today said the patient from Nagaland who was tested positive with COVID-19 yesterday at Guwahati Medical College and Hospital GMCH Assam is currently kept in isolation ward. He said, as per the information received from the superintendent of GMCH, the patient is in critical condition but stable. He informed that the immediate families of the patient are now under quarantine and are cooperating with the government. He said a man has a travel history of arriving from Kolkata by Air India flight on 24th of last month to Dimapur. Yome said priority is now given in tracing the contacts of the passengers who travelled along with him in the flight. He said tracing of the patients, visited hospitals, doctors, nurses and other health workers have also started. He said the district surveillance team is on the job in contact tracing of people who have come in contact with the patient by personally visiting the passengers, while some passengers have voluntarily started contacting the department. Meanwhile, more updates are awaited from the health department till the filing of this report. In continuation of its earlier order and in accordance with the decision taken in a meeting of administrative heads of departments, AHODs and HOD held today, the various departments and the corresponding directorates having activities of essential and urgent nature have been asked to identify bare minimum staff and officers for ensuring that they continue to function and provide essential services during the ongoing lockdown period. The departments are Home, Medical, Finance, Planning, Power, IT&C, Agriculture and Allied Departments, IPR, Veterinary and Animal Husbandry, PHET, Social Welfare, Fire and Emergency Services, Home Guards and Civil Defence, NIC, and Food and Civil Supplies. All other departments and directorates not mentioned earlier have been directed to nominate a nodal officer and 2 more staff who will coordinate and ensure the functioning of their offices so that all the essential and urgent matter pertaining to the department is looked after in time. All these departments have been asked to work out and submit the names of officers and staff along with government-registered vehicle numbers only to the Home Department, which will coordinate with the DC and SP Kohima for issuing passes. Union Home Ministry has directed states to implement lockdown guidelines in letter and spirit to ensure smooth movement of inter- and intra-state cargo, trucks, workers, and functioning of warehouse and cold storages. The ministry had issued consolidated guidelines on lockdown measures to be taken by all central ministries and departments, states and union territories for containment of COVID-19. Clarifications to these guidelines were also issued to ensure availability of essential goods and services across the country and prevent hardships to the people. In a communication to chief secretaries of all states and union territories, it said interstate and intra-state movement of all trucks and other goods vehicles with 1 driver and 1 additional person is allowed as long as the driver is carrying a valid driver's license. Empty trucks and goods carriers should also be allowed to operate while on way to pick up goods or returning after completing a delivery. Local authorities should actively facilitate the movement of truck drivers and cleaners from their place of residence to location of their trucks. The vehicles carrying essential goods should not be detained, as it could lead to shortage of these goods. President Ramnath Kovind has extended greetings and good wishes to all citizens on the auspicious occasion of Baisakhi, Vishu, Rongali Bihu, Napa Parsha, Vaisakati, Putantu, Birappu, which are being celebrated in different parts of the country today. Govind said these festivals are a symbol of unity inherent in the cultural diversity of the country. He said these festivals are also an occasion to celebrate farmers. The president asked people to observe these festivals while reiterating resolve to defeat coronavirus while following social distancing norms. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu and Prime Minister Narendra Modi have also greeted the people on the occasion of Baisakhi. And now to the news, here are the main points again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will address the nation at 10 a.m. tomorrow, likely to announce decision on extension of COVID-19 lockdown. Minister Bangyo suggests total lockdown in Nagaland, especially Dimapur district, following confirmation of first positive case. Chief Secretary Toy says decision on extension of lockdown in Nagaland will be taken tomorrow. In Nagaland, ready to have COVID-19 PSL laboratories in Kohima and Dimapur, first batch of materials and technicians to arrive tomorrow. That is all we have in this evening news bulletin. Good night.